What was it like during the closing, the pandemic and everything?
This place was closed. This place was closed for a year and a half.
Wow.
They almost went out of business.
Nobody was traveling, right?
Nobody was traveling. I think the only thing the spacing and all that junk and that, I think the only thing maybe at night they opened up the bar part of that. For the people who lived here,
Yeah.
they came and got drinks and some of the soldiers, but the cafe was shut down because of the social distancing.
Yeah.
That bull. Now, notice how wide this road is.
Yep.
It's not a trail to go hunt. This is a road for deliveries and soldiers. Okay.
Big road. Much bigger than the other one.
Yeah. We're about 14 miles to the main gate. We're going to hit some pictures there, and then we're going to head back in Las Vegas, you guys.
Sounds good.
A beautiful day. A little chilly, but it's a good day for taking pictures, that's for sure. Now, I'm hoping on this road we'll see some antelope. Now, in the mountains up right about that direction, over that dark mountain range, that's where the Tonopah Missile Testing Range would be, out in that area, over those taller mountains over to my right there.
When does that usually take place?
What's that?
When does it usually take place, the testing? At night or any time?
I rarely. It was about a couple months ago we came here, and all of a sudden there was like 6 or 8 trails up in the air.
Oh, wow.
Hardly ever do I see any trails up. I'm guessing a lot of them they do at night. I'm just guessing. But they've tested so many missiles, they know what they do today. It's like atomic bombs. They don't got to test them anymore. They just know not to use them.
Oh, yeah, there's the rest of the houses. Look at all that.
Yeah. When she came here, the little alien inn, around that restaurant, there was nothing. There was no trailers, no mobiles, nothing. Just a little teeny cafe that was out of business. Her and her husband found it driving down that road. A little restaurant. It didn't have no signs, nothing on the building, just said restaurant. It was out of business, closed. When she found out, she told me it was bankrupt 2 or 3 times. And so her and her husband looked into it, and they bought it. And it took them 2 years to earn one. She used to have a $1 bill on the side of the wall. And when you own the store, it's always the first $1 bill you make, you put on there.
Yep.
And she said, no, it took us 2 years to earn that $1 profit, first time. It took 2 years to earn a profit. They lived off their savings until that day came.
Wow.
And they just scrimped.
And now it's world famous, right?
And today it's world famous. Yeah. She came up with the idea. Look how it's spelled. A-L-E, and the word ale, A-L-E. Yeah. The drink. She came up with the idea of the little A-L-E-N.
Oh, God, I didn't even pick up on that. Ale?
Yeah, when you look at the picture you took.
No. Seriously. Seriously, dude.
Oh, God.
But she came up with this idea, you guys. And it worked.
Yeah.
I saw those little blue trailers outside too. It looks like, is that the place you can rent out?
The blue and white ones, yes. Wow. 1 or 2 belonged to her and her families. And the rest she bought one at a time for people. When I started coming up here in 2011-12, she rented those out there for $20 a night.
Ah. Okay.
Just for, think about it, you're driving down that street at 2 in the morning, you're dead tired, and all of a sudden you see a light. Oh, please, something to stay. She ended up buying one, now there's about 3 or 4. And now she rents them out. That was 1999 when I first started driving. That's like 9 years ago. Now she rents them out for $49, which is cheap.
Yeah.
They're huge places.
$49 a night? That's great.
I said, Pat, you could charge $150 a night. And you know what? She won't. That's not Pat. She won't do that. Because she makes $20 probably by $49 a night. Like that, all that money in the wall, she could keep all that. She donates it to charity.
It's very good.
That's awesome.
Pat just doesn't look at money like we do, you guys. I remember it was about 2 years ago. She called me up to the counter, and I was sitting there with my guest, and she was all, it looked like she went like this. And she was almost crying. I said, because I come to the counter, she was down, and I thought there was tears in her. I said, Pat, what happened? Did somebody die? What's wrong? You know what she told me? I got to raise prices.
Oh.
She had to raise the hamburger price by 50 cents. And she only raised prices on 2 or 3 items. And she was almost crying that she had to do that. That's Pat. I said, Pat, you could raise it by $5 and it's cheap. I can't do that. But she says, I got to raise it more because it's costing more to buy the stuff. And that's how Pat is. That really hurt her feelings that she had to raise the rent. I mean, raise the price of the hamburger 50 cents.
Shows how good she is, yeah.
That's Pat.
Yeah.
She, like I said, she just hopes you guys buy something. But she has special stuff in it. You guys didn't buy one, I didn't see. She has a shirt called Dreamland.
Oh.
In that book that you're going to read when you bought that book,
Yeah.
you'll see on one of the pages, the pilots, when they were landing in 1942, they called the dry lake bed the box, the landing box. So they would call the flight tower, say, this is pilot 282 coming into Dreamland, landing in the box. Dreamland is what the pilots called this area. And in that book, it'll tell you that's the first name given to this area by the pilots. It's not the name of the place, but that's what they called it. She has a Dreamland shirt in there. Nobody else has that because she went to the trouble of making one. The pilots call it Dreamland, Tower Road. At the end of Groom Lake, there's a dirt road called Tower Road. So they call it Dreamland, or they call it Tower Road, or the backside of the moon. But Dreamland is the first name given to this area, and you'll read about that in that book. And she, about 2 or 3 years ago, she made a nice Dreamland. You know, Area 51 and all that. She even has a blanket in there for a crib for babies. And on the crib,
Oh, yes.
she has baby aliens, not aliens, but babies.
Oh.
Little baby faces for a baby crib.
Oh, that's funny.
I know.
Cute.
Yeah. That's really cool.
She came up with an idea. It was an apron and a bib, okay, with aliens on it, and an apron, a nice apron. And she had to charge $149. She went into Vegas and found somebody to do it. She had an idea, and she had to sell it for $149. And she's a dentist. I said, that's beautiful, but I have to sell it for $149. You didn't see any, did you? She can't keep them in stock.
Oh.
She buys like 2 or 3 at a time because they're expensive. As soon as she buys them, they're sold. Boom, 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 like that. That's a great, you know, the apron and the bib is for the child sitting in the high chair. Or the husband eating ribs or something.
I always make a mess eating ribs.
Yep.